What if the next 90 days could completely reset your financial life? 12 weeks from now, your finances could look completely different.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a complete overhaul of your money habits. We're actually going to treat your personal finances exactly like a corporate turnaround. The ultimate goal here? Transforming you into the confident CEO of your own life. So, if you've ever felt like you're just kind of reacting to your bank account instead of actively directing it, well, you're in the exact right place. Let's get right into it.
Here is our 90-day roadmap. First, we'll talk about running your life like a business. Then we'll spend 4 weeks building habits, followed by securing a $1,000 safety net. After that, we're looking at S&P 500 investing, writing down your goals, and finally, the Week 11 review.
All right, Section 1. Run like a business. It's time to start thinking like a CEO. You see, successful businesses don't just guess what they spend, right? They track it meticulously. In the corporate world, you've got a profit and loss statement. Well, for you, your income is your revenue, your daily spending is your expenses, and that money you hopefully have left over at the end of the month, that's your net profit. And your absolute primary job as CFO is to maximize that net profit.
Moving on to Section 2, 4 weeks of habits. Let's build that financial muscle.
The first 4 weeks of our reset act as a pretty rigorous operational overhaul. Week 1 is all about categorizing and analyzing 3 months of statements so you can see where your money actually goes. Week 2 is when we aggressively cut the fat. Week 3 introduces the absolute magic of automated transfers. And Week 4, that's a targeted attack on high-interest debt. Now, tracking your daily and weekly progress step-by-step in a table format is huge. It reveals these massive financial leaks you might be completely blind to. During Week 2, you might suddenly realize, whoa, I'm bleeding an extra $225 on Ubers just because I didn't feel like walking 3 blocks. Or maybe that a simple 10-minute search could save you $100 a month on car insurance. Identifying these rude habits is what permanently reduces your monthly spend. Then rolling right into Week 3, we apply the friction-free genius of automation. The golden rule here is always paying yourself first. You want to set up your account so that the literal second your paycheck hits, a preset portion, say 10%, is automatically transferred right into savings and investments. Do this before you even have a chance to look at it, let alone spend it. Week 4 is all about identifying and managing your credit card debt. And you might be wondering, why the urgency here? Well, because the average annual percentage rate right now is a punishing 21%. At that rate, compound interest is practically a financial villain actively working against you. It makes it incredibly expensive to carry a balance.
So here is a highly effective action step straight from our source material. Pick up the phone. Seriously, a simple 5-minute call to your credit card issuer asking for a lower temporary rate can literally save you hundreds of dollars. Couple that newly lowered rate with paying just $75 extra a month on a standard $2,500 balance, and you'll cut your payoff time by 8 full months.
Okay, Section 3, the $1,000 safety net, building your emergency fund. This is where we shift from playing defense to playing offense. Consider this totally staggering fact. 59% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency expense without going into debt. By focusing on getting just that first $1,000 saved up, you break through a massive 4-digit barrier. It's a huge psychological win that gives you immediate peace of mind.
So how do we actually get there fast? Well, you can sell electronics, pick up a quick side hustle, or, actually even better, simply redirect that money we just cut from your expenses back in Week 2. The key here is to make sure you park this new safety net in a high-yield savings account earning around 4% interest. That way your money is actively working for you.
Moving right along to Section 4, S&P 500 investing. Let's build some long-term wealth.
Week 6 is where we take the money you now have under control and concentrate it into appreciating assets. According to a Wall Street survey referenced in our source, equities are the ultimate wealth-building tool. Historically, over a 100-year period, stocks completely dominate, with an inflation-adjusted 5.2% return, leaving real estate trailing behind at 3%.
For this 90-day reset, the primary vehicle suggested is an S&P 500 ETF. You can think of this as a completely passive, low-cost, set-and-forget strategy. By buying into just this single fund, you get immediate exposure to hundreds of the top companies in the U.S., capturing the stock market's historical average return of 8 to 10%.
To really understand the sheer power of compounding, you have to look at the long game.
Check this out. If you stay consistent and invest $1,000 a month for 30 years at an 8% average return, you will end up with a final balance of nearly $1.5 million. No joke. It is entirely about consistency and time in the market.
That brings us to Section 5, write down your goals. It's time to lock in that accountability.
Skipping ahead a bit to week 8, accountability takes center stage. There's this fascinating psychology study showing that you are a massive 42% more likely to achieve your financial goals by doing 3 specific things: writing them down, making a concrete plan, and sharing them. Just keeping your goals floating around in your head? Yeah, that's a recipe for failure.
You really need to put this into practice today. Whether your target is an $8,000 emergency fund or a down payment for a house, calculate exactly what you need to save on a monthly basis to hit it. Then tell your friends, tell your family, or even post your progress online to lock in that bulletproof external accountability.
Finally, Section 6, the Week 11 Review, also known as the Spending Audit.
As we near the very end of our 90 days, we introduce an unorthodox but absolutely essential check-in. You need to sit down for 1 uninterrupted hour to reassess your spending. You have to look in the mirror and honestly ask yourself, are there still any hidden financial leaks draining my accounts that I've slowly become blind to again?
Here is your audit checklist. First, categorize your expenses all over again. Then, compare your current averages to your spending from before this reset even started. The entire goal here is to absolutely ensure your expenses have stayed flat or decreased. We want to permanently patch any remaining leaks before you cross the finish line into week 12. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember a powerful takeaway from our source material. This 90-day reset is incredible, but it's really just the foundation. True wealth is not built overnight. It requires consistent, lifelong discipline and a totally unwavering vision for your future.
You have the roadmap, you understand the habits, and you know exactly how to track the data. So, stepping into your brand new role as the CEO of your own finances, what is your very first executive decision going to be on day 1? Take that step today.